Heya LEGO fans! Welcome back to another LEGO Speed Champions build. In this video, we will be building the other half of the Ford GT Heritage Edition and Bronco R set. Specifically, we will be focusing in on building the quote-unquote American muscle car, the Bronco R. Anyway, I find this particular addition to the LEGO Speed Champions line to be a bit intriguing. Wait, I'm not sure if intriguing is the right word. I have always associated the Speed Champions lineup with supercars, hypercars, and Formula One cars. The addition of SUVs is a little bit of a head-scratcher for me. However, this is not a far departure from the Speed Champions lineup because in the 2020 line, the LEGO Group included another SUV, which was the Lamborghini Urus. I knew about the Urus because it was the first time Lambo decided to make a super SUV. Is that even a term? In contrast, I had no idea Ford decided to build a race version of the Bronco. Okay, enough rambling. Just to recap, the Ford GT Heritage Edition and the Bronco R set was released on June 1st of 2021. This set was initially backordered when it came out. However, I was glad I was lucky enough to be able to reserve a set. Anyway, this set weighs in at 660 pieces, with most of the pieces belonging to the Bronco R. The retail price is $49.99, and I am sure that you can find this set wherever LEGO is currently sold. There are a total of 21 stickers that you need to apply on this particular model, and there are 3 bags dedicated to the Bronco R, while there are a standard 2 bags of Legos reserved for the GT Heritage Edition, which is featured in another video. In step 1, you start off building the minifigure. The minifigure is that of a lady race driver, and apparently she's been through some shit because she has some dirt on various parts of her face. I suppose that would make sense because the Baja 1000 is a rough road race. Unlike the rest of the Speed Champions cars that I have featured on a video, this set does not have the ubiquitous black center chassis piece, which is very interesting to me. Next, you will build the bottom of the car and slowly work from the center area of the car to the outside area. The outer areas of the car in step 1 have a lot of elements that have the studs on the outside so that the smooth LEGO pieces can cover the studs for literally a more polished look on the car. This technique is otherwise known as SNOT, or studs not on top method. Moving on, the wheels are attached using a Technic method, which is using 2 long Technic gray bars that run across the middle of the chassis with Technic LEGO pieces with holes in the middle to support the model. In a later step, the wheels are attached to the outer parts of the gray bars. In step 2, you start building the front floodlights by using a combination of clear translucent LEGO elements alternating with black LEGO elements. If you look at a picture of the real Bronco R, the designer did a great job of translating the floodlights of the real car into LEGO form. I would have to say that the translation looks 100% spot on. Next, using smooth LEGO pieces, you start covering up the studs to form the doors and the outside of the car. Along with attaching the door frames, you also start putting on race stickers on the car. Again, as with all Speed Champions models, the stickers are a necessary evil. I have to admit that the stickers are spot on and match the livery of the real Bronco R to the finest detail. Another thing that I found interesting was the installation of the roll cage on the Lego model. The designer cleverly uses a ball and socket joint so that the angles will come out correctly on the Lego model to represent the roll cage. Again, when you are comparing the look of the Lego roll cage to the real roll cage, I would have to say again, it is spot on with its representation. Looks like here is a nice place to drop some random knowledge on the car. However, I will be the first to admit I know absolutely nothing about the Bronco R, so that is what the interweb research is for. So according to the interwebs, the Bronco R features a 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 engine, which puts down about 310 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. This engine is mated to a 10-speed Ford Select Shift automatic transmission. It is quite obvious to the casual observer that the front and rear suspension have been modified for off-road racing. This car also features a massive 40-inch tires and four-wheel drive to get out of tough spots. This is a prototype version. There is no sticker price for this car as it is not for public sale. The closest thing that an average consumer can buy is a road legal version called the Bronco First Edition, which retails around for $60,000. This prototype model apparently was created and designed under very tight wraps so little people knew about it. The Bronco R debuted in the 2019 Baja 1000, however it broke down due to the engine seizing up and overheating. I am pretty sure the hot Mexican desert temperatures did not help with this situation either. I suppose, in a bit of good news, the car raced in the 2020 Baja 1000 and finished the race in about 32 hours. Aside from those specs above, I could not find any other information with regards to this car. In step 3, or the final step, you are putting on the finishing touches of the Lego model. You first start off with putting copious amounts of stickers on the hood of the car. Then you migrate to attaching the front bumper of the car as well as finishing building the sides of the car. Now, the back of the car is a storage area for 2 tires, which I assume are needed in the real-life car, because I am sure that the terrain is terrible on tires and will need replacing. Anyway, the designer did a great job of mimicking the real car and the tire storage area. You can actually store the 2 Lego tires in the back of the car, which I think is quite awesome. I love how these Lego play elements are so practically done. Then, the build finishes off with building the roof of the Bronco R. being a fan of performance SUVs, well, for even regular SUVs in general, I genuinely appreciate the efforts that the designers pour into their models. This is no exception either. In fact, if you compare the Bronco R Lego model to the real-life Bronco R, you'd be shocked about how faithful the Lego model is compared to its real-life counterpart. Again, kudos to the Lego designers on this model. As I have stated before, weirdly enough, the storage compartment where the spare tires are stored are my favorite part of the model. It is 100% functional and makes so much sense. So that's the end of this build, folks. Thanks for sticking around and watching until the end. Again, it would mean a lot if you could subscribe to the channel in order to support it more. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon to receive notifications of new videos. Just to let everybody know, I always upload videos every Wednesday and Saturday. See you in the next build.